How did your short film Diet go viral?
I wish I knew. No, I'm just kidding. I think that with Diet, first of all, we have isolated a few things that work well for us on YouTube, and that is a really interesting thumbnail. And, you just learn that, again, by doing. So we had Bedhead, like I already described. We had a conversation with Crypt TV, this big channel. They were interested in promoting Bedhead on their channel, and they asked for some assets from us. And when they asked for the thumbnail, they wanted us to brighten it and show the monster in a certain way. And I mean, they're a massive channel. And so once we learned that, we were like, well, that must be what's working for them. Let's do that for us. And I want to say that Diet was the very first time that we did that for ourselves. We applied that little bit of like, oh, what's ever working for them? Let's do it for us. So we have the monster as the thumbnail, and it's like decently lit, so you can really see what's going on there. And then I think the title also helps because, Diet, it doesn't, when something goes viral, it doesn't mean that like the subject matter itself is what makes it viral. Sometimes you can go viral just from the thumbnail and the title because, someone can't know that they liked it until they watch it. So you get the watch and you go viral through people just being enticed enough to watch. And so I think diet is enough of a, it's a short word. They get it. They're like, okay, I know what diet is. Like, and die is in there and interesting. So I think that was a good hook to get people interested. And then after that, we start, the whole short is about misdirecting the horror tropes. So, and by the way, I have to shout out Aaron for this. He came up with diet on a hike. I was a few paces back. He shouted the idea back to me. And I was like, I love it. We have to make it. And I mean, that was that's 100% his flavor, his style. And I love the short so much. And it's also been him he's done the groundwork of figuring out what works on YouTube. He was the one who was like, oh, brighter thumbnails work. Oh, okay, showing the monster like in this sort of composition works. And he was going in hand holding the channel for the first few shorts where it was like, okay, this isn't hitting. Like, this doesn't seem like this is getting a lot of views within the first few hours. Let me change out the thumbnail. And so he was doing that and really like micro adjusting to a point where all of a sudden our channel started growing, like moving and grooving with a beat, and that was really fun. And I was happy to see him do it too, because I'm kind of the one with the marketing background. And here he is taking this and running with it. And I was so happy because, he's learning his own levels of marketing, and it was really helpful. It was super helpful, and it helps us to this day. And I think that really helped us go, viral for diet.
And when did you actually post it?
I want to say, so we thought of diet for Aaron's birthday. That was end of May. So it must have been around June. I want to say like mid-June.
That's when you posted it?
Yeah.
And so it has over 2.4 million?
I think so. Something like that. Even I'm like, that's how many it has? Delightful. And my face is the thumbnail, but like all just like gross and disfigured as a monster. So like 2.5 or so million people have just been seeing, like most people have seen my face. They don't know it, but I hardly know it. I'm like, oh, that is me, isn't it?
And so would you like go to bed and then see all these comments overnight? Like wake up to like, love it. And wow, that's so cool. Oh, I didn't think the ending was going to be like that. And be like, whoa, what's happening here?
Yeah. And like that was really, really cool when that started happening. I worry that the internet is a scary place, and I was kind of a little too like nervous. I didn't want people to be mean in the comments, so I didn't read the comments that much. And diet is polarizing. It's kind of meant to be more of a comedy horror, but we kind of market it as just a horror, and then therefore that's led to a few dislikes and a few mean comments. But you just roll with it. Aaron reads all the comments, and he'll show them to me, and I'm like, whoa, that's cool. But I kind of feel like I was just really, really lucky because I don't know. It's just like the comments are rolling in, the views are rolling in, and you're just kind of like, cool, let's do another one. And we never took a break. We never took a break from that. We were like, let's just keep going. And it was almost like we now had this new expectation. All right, our next one has to get just as many views and as many comments. And, I feel really, really lucky that that's happening. Although it has slowed down lately, but I think the Christmas season is kind of just, that's the style.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't take it as it was mean. I'm surprised I know you said people were mean with the comments, but,
oh, yeah.
But there were some things that people were offended by, or no?
Oh, not exactly offended. I think they don't like that it's not strictly horror. Because it's really comedy. We're trying to make fun of all the the horror tropes through comedy. And so, obviously in the short, and anyone can watch this. It's a very short. You open with the character who's like butchering these poor carrots, and he's cutting them totally the wrong way, and you just see all like you think for sure he's gonna slice off his finger. Then he reaches into the garbage disposal. All these things that we've seen in classic horror films, which we love. And he keeps like just narrowly escaping death. And I won't give away the finale of the short because I really love the button on it. But yeah, I think that's kind of like some people were like, how dare you put something comedic in this? And I'm like, enjoy it. Skip to the next short. Like, it's all good.
Did anyone offer to buy the content?
No.
They never did? Okay.
Is that a thing? People do that?
I know in the past, I don't know, but maybe just because now, people's YouTube channels are thriving and things, but I feel like in the past, maybe sometimes they would want to buy content. So I was just wondering if anyone had asked since it's been so successful.
Oh, sure. I mean, I could see it happening maybe in the future at some point. Yeah. I still think that the channel is so in its infancy. If you think about it as only really taking it seriously from like diet onward, which would be 6 months. I could see that happening, but if anyone's thinking about it, diet's kind of our cash cow on the channel, so it's going to have to be an attractive offer.
Right. And has anyone written to you and asked, how did you do it? I want to do this?
Yes. Yeah. Those are the best emails that we get. And because of that, we actually always make making of videos for every short, which I love. Thank you. I love as like a little time capsule even for us, just to remember like all the little behind the scenes things that we were doing when filming. But we are completely, like, we really want anything we know, we're happy to share it, and we're like happy to see other people feel inspired and learn how it is that we did it, little tricks of the trade. I mean, I think that essentially every indie filmmaker looks up to the David F. Sandberg type of model, and he did that. I remember watching his making of for I think it may have been Lights Out or maybe Attic Panic, but he's talking about how he uses this little IKEA trash can for the light, and you're just thinking like, yes, look at this hack. Like, I love this hack. I love that this helpful nature, and it helps break down the barriers of people thinking you need to have all of this money and all of this stuff. And no, we can use kind of things around the house. And sometimes Aaron uses toilet paper or a sock to diffuse light, to help the light be a little bit. He does all types of things, and we try and share them with people because we're like paying it forward. Like, we learned a lot, we grew. Let's try and help, people who are maybe a few paces behind us.
What did you learn from diet going viral that can help other filmmakers?
Well, I would certainly say the thumbnail. The thumbnail is kind of king. If you choose to do, something like a monster, because obviously we're in horror, so that's the advice I can give. You will get a little bit of feedback in the comments where people say, I wish you didn't show the monster. But you probably wouldn't have clicked if you didn't see that creepy monster in the thumbnail. And we need you to click to watch the short and then hopefully get to know our channel and then watch more. So that would be some big advice, is like really focus on your thumbnail. Try your best to do some sort of commitment to the channel. You don't have to be posting as often as us at all. Like, this is what we do now for a living. So if you can only even do some piece of content per month, or as long as you're just like staying active on your channel in some capacity, I think that the algorithm really likes that. It likes to see, it doesn't have to be in a regimented schedule, like I said, but just stay active on the channel. You can even be commenting on other channels from your account, doing community posts if you have that feature. But you can definitely be staying active on the channel, and activity is what I believe the channel wants to see, or the platform itself, YouTube itself. It wants to raise people who are using it and using it to like what its purpose is to the top, and that'll help you be found in searchability. Try your best not to convolute your title. Like, if you can ever think of something that's just going to be really, really tight and short, that way it doesn't get cut off, because people see recommended videos on the right side of their screen. They might not see everything that you're writing. So just try your best to keep that really tight. And then, yeah, like again, with the thumbnail, try and make it brighter, just don't do something that's full pitch black if you can, because you want someone to kind of be enticed to click through. And yeah, other than that, make the channel, your channel, a welcoming environment. Put some nice cover art up there, all the kind of bells and whistles that someone does once they start taking their channel more seriously. And then, yeah, don't be afraid to kind of pitch your creation to blogs and other channels. There are plenty of reaction video creators, and there are big ones, huge, massive, titan of reaction videos. Corey Kenshin has reacted to us like 3 or 4 times. we got massive influx of subscribers because he liked our short film, watched it, and then told his like 7 million, or I think it's 8 million now subscribers, Social House Films makes fantastic shorts. Go check them out. And we got like this massive influx. Like I think it was like 15,000 subs in a day. It was like, whoa, it was a really exciting day. So that would be my advice, is just go ahead and like promote your work. Do the best you can to promote your work. When you're uploading your work, make sure it's bright, clear, crisp. And really do just try to make a tight, solid quality project, because that's people will come back. They will absolutely come back.
Did you take any classes in SEO, keyword search?
Not classes per se, but my first job out of college was working at a startup for tech accessories, and they're great. Like a startup, you're thrown right into it, and you have to kind of figure it out. Of course, there are other people there that know a little bit more than you, and they'll teach you. But it was a lot of learning by doing at that company. You know, we're trying to sell a product. You know, I was working closely with the whole team, and how can we just really, you want success for the whole team. So I was learning a lot at that time, and I use those skills to try and help us today. But personally, I kind of feel like that's always in flux. And so I don't even know that I would tell someone you have to go to school for that. I would say, like, do your best now with what you have, and just constantly be aware of lessons that you can tuck away, like the lesson I gave about the Crypt TV comments about our thumbnail. We could have easily just sent it to them and not realize that was a little nugget of a tidbit for us. Instead, we were like, oh, that worked for them, we're going to do that for us. And I think that's been really helpful for us. So just stay attuned to lessons that you might be able to learn as you go.
Just going back to what you talked about with Corey, the YouTuber, this reaction YouTuber, did he seek you out, or did you see his channel and send your film to him?
Well, so we received an email from him one day asking for permission to react to it, because him with having such a massive channel, he has to make sure there's copyright clearances. And we didn't know who he was at the time. We got this fairly nice email from this guy, Corey. And so we clicked through his channel and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is going to happen. And what we learned is that from his massive group of followers, they go on Twitter and they'll share videos that they really like and they like at him on Twitter, and they say, please react to this. It's such a good short, blah, blah, blah. And that we don't use Twitter that often. So we went over to Twitter, and now we found like pages and pages of people submitting it to him, and also sharing our work in general. He doesn't always pick everything that's sent to him. He, I think, maybe randomly chooses, or maybe, kind of has, I don't really know how he chooses. But we have been lucky enough for him to react a few times. And I sent him a DM. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was just over the moon. I could have like cried with happiness. It was so fun.
That's really cool. Wow. So even better than him finding it, his followers recommended you, which is like the ultimate compliment.
Yes,
really
exactly.
Cool.
And then he does the reaction video. We get to watch him reacting to our work. And then we go in the comments and say, like, thank you so much. And people will respond to us on his video saying, we love you too, Social House Films. Like, this was a great, like, it's just this wonderful group of friendliness and people all enjoying these short films. And it's really, really fun. It's like a community,